The map tells the story. By the middle of the century, the black peoples of Namibia had been massively dispossessed. Their communal lands had been expropriated for white commercial farmers, mining companies, nature conservation, and game reserves. Two San peoples retained communal land unoccupied by other black people. In the West Caprivi, Kwe San supported themselves with small-scale agriculture and fishing, combined with hunting and gathering along the Kavango River. Juntwa people still hunted and gathered freely in the northern Kalahari. By 1950, most Juntwasi were dispossessed and dying out in the white commercial farming districts of Grootfontein and Gobabas, and in the reservations of the Kavango and Herero peoples. The largest remaining Juntwa communal land came to be called Nyae Nyae. In 1968, the colonial administration expropriated the West Caprivi for a game reserve. The Kwe became refugees in Angola, or vanished into terminal poverty in the reservations of more fortunate black peoples. In 1970, under the Homelands Policy, the administration gave 20,000 square kilometers of southern Nyae Nyae, where no Herero lived, to the Herero ethnic group. Over 11,000 square kilometers of northern Nyae Nyae became part of Kavango. About 5,000 square kilometers were later proclaimed the Cowdam Game Reserve. The western two-thirds of Bushman land is a waterless waste where hunting, gathering, and subsistence farming are virtually impossible. To survive, Juntwasi had to develop subsistence farming and produce food to eat in eastern Bushman land. They were the only people called Bushmen in Namibia who had the chance. By 1981, after the immigration of more than 7,000 refugees from Angola, there were almost 30,000 people officially classified as Bushmen in Namibia. The Namibian census and other data showed what dispossession had done to the Bushmen. The administration planned to complete the dispossession of the peoples classified as Bushmen by expropriating eastern Bushman land from a game reserve. About 2,000 people were to be evicted with no means to produce a subsistence and no work. The following visual report shows the Juntwa struggle to hold on to their last fragment of land and farm for their lives.
Tsemko was worried this morning. The drought in the Kalahari continues. 2 cattle from the village herd didn't come back to the kraal last night. Tsemko is a Juntwa, what some would call a Bushman, living in northeastern Namibia. For the first time in their long history, the Juntwasi have more property than they can carry on their backs. They have cattle to protect. Now they have to contend with their environment instead of trying to avoid its confrontations. The men found their cattle. The lioness was still on the kill and very dangerous. This time she vanished when the men approached. The cow had been giving birth. The bull had cost the people 1,200 rand. In 2 months, in 1987, lion killed 23 Juntwa cattle. These lions are the dogs of nature conservation. They say lions must live on our land. We're not allowed to hunt them. They don't live on other farmers' land. We say they mustn't live on our land either. 30 years ago, the Juntwasi of Nyae Nyae were the last independent hunter-gatherers in southern Africa. All other Bushman peoples have been exterminated or dispossessed. I first met Tsemko in 1951. He was 10 years old. Like all Juntwa boys, he was learning to be a hunter. The life of hunting for meat and gathering bush foods was hard but healthy. Women brought home 80% of a meager but nutritious diet. Every person inherited rights to specific resources of bush foods and water.